Hey guys, Koibu here. Want to talk to you about Intel and post-Intel shenanigans. So, by now you've heard that we've lost Intel. Al Capone has won, and he should be congratulated on that. Good job, Al Capone. I know a lot of us are a little bit upset, kind of pissed off, a little bit salty about this. I've heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, they chose Al Capone because he was the biggest streamer, but he came into this as the biggest streamer, so why did you even have the competition?" Or things like, the judges kept talking about how big or how dedicated and passionate Al Capone's community was, and that was fantastic. And they never mentioned our community because, let's be honest, I didn't win week to week. Maybe I won the marathon stream by myself, kind of, not really, but you guys won every other week for us. Like that was you guys carried us. I know that didn't get mentioned, and it feels a little bit insulting, but you know what? It's okay. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes life feels unfair. And what are you going to do? You just got to get your shit together and keep going forward. You can't dwell on the past. If we sit around and just complain and whine and which I feel like doing, which is why you actually haven't seen me since Dicing with Death ended, and why I haven't said very much is because I needed to like chill out on my own and come to terms with this loss on my own. And I've done that now, and I'm here to help you get through it on your for yourself and for the rest of our community. So, what are we going to do now? Well, I was going to use the money that we won from Intel to reinvest into the stream, to hire an assistant to tackle all these problems, who could really look into YouTube, who could look into video editing, who could help write up these things and keep this giant organized wiki of all the stuff that I want to do and help plan this and like be detail oriented with regards to that. Like I had all these great plans, which I can now not afford to do whatsoever. But I've also kind of felt like the stream has been stagnating as of late. The last, I don't know, maybe since like halfway through spring or maybe early summer, I kind of feel like the stream hasn't really grown in any ways. You know, we added a show, but it's not that much, you know. And Waterballons had some rocky ground. Um, some of the things that I wanted to do, like I had contracted with a couple of volunteers to make some intro videos for Honorbound and End of Days, and the people who I talked to and were like, yeah, we can make these intros, it's gonna be fantastic, just disappeared off the face of the earth. Which is upsetting because now we don't have an Honorbound intro, and I really wanted one before we started the campaign last weekend, but whatever. So this is what I'm gonna do, is I want to do all the things that I wanted to hire an assistant to do, but I just don't have time. So the only way to make time is to cut back on personal life things, which I'm going to do. But I also that's not enough. Like I can free up an extra 5 or 6 hours a week by like cutting out hanging out with my friends. But one of the things that I'm going to need to do to actually make this happen is I'm going to need to dial back the streaming a little bit. I'm thinking about like a 30 to 50% cut. Right, let's just call it 25 to 50% cut in streaming hours. And I can then spend that time working on things. Like, for example, after Intel, we had Dicing with Death, and then I stayed up all night. Well, I guess technically it was until 6:30 a.m., basically all night, working on VODs, working on Honorbound, working on Dicing with Death, working on putting together something special for the next Dicing with Death, working on this thing and that thing. And today's Thursday. I'm not going to stream today. I'm going to spend all day today working on back-end stuff that you can't see, that doesn't feel like I'm making any progress, but we're working on things. Like I'm learning how to video edit it now because I can't hire a video editor. I'm going to work on a whole bunch of Age of Strife stuff. I'm going to, of course, continue working on my normal roleplay solemn stuff. And yeah, so we're going to dial back the streaming a little bit, replace that chunk of time plus, IRL time that was hanging out with friends and stuff, and we're going to throw that into everything that I was going to hire an assistant to do, because we just can't afford that. So that's the future, because if we don't grow, we die, basically. If the stream stagnates, it's going to stagnate and fall apart and die. And I don't want to be a variety streamer. I don't want to be Al Capone, the guy who like plays whatever game's going on, just kind of chills out, hangs out, has a great time. Like, that's cool. There are a lot of streamers like that, and that is a fantastic job. Someone needs to do that. That is a great position. Ryuzilla does that. JP kind of does that. Most big streamers are kind of variety streamers. That's just not who I want to be. I want to be the D&D guy that like streams some random shit on the side, but he's the D&D guy. You know, that's what I want for myself. So yeah. So I'm going to cut back some of the streaming, really, really double down on Dungeons and Dragons content. Ryan and I had a chat about some stuff that we want to do in the future too. There's a lot of things that I want to do, and the only way to do them is to cut back on streaming, which kind of sucks, but that's what happens. There we go. So, in conclusion, don't throw hate at the judges. Don't throw hate at Intel. Don't throw hate at Al Capone. He won. We lost. That's the way it is. It's time to move on. Let's not dwell on the past, guys. All right. That's it. Thank you guys for... Oh, no, I'm not done. What am I talking about? It's difficult to put this into words, but there's no way I can go back and thank each and every person who helped with this competition, because there are thousands of you guys. And I've thought about making up a list of like, oh, here's the people I really want to thank. And the list doesn't end. And every time I think I get to the end of the list, something else pops up. I'm like, shit, this person. And then I realize now the list is like 100 people long. All right, so let's. I keep trying to find like who were the most influential people in Koibu chat that really helped us drive this forward, but there's too fucking many of them. So I'm gonna give out a couple of shout outs, and I know this does not cover it. This does not like cover the massive amounts of people who helped us and who killed themselves helping for us. But there's two people in particular that I want to give a shout out to. It is Neca Lucifer and Mium. And the reasons why I'm pulling these guys and not the others is because of the bots and the stat tracking that they did. Everyone gave it their all. Mr. Drone sent like 16,000 tweets. Dragu, or not Inuyasha? Dragu. Inuyasha Dragu. He was there all the time. He was highlighting shit. He was making VODs of things. He was always in chat. Like we have a whole bunch of people. There were a ton of other mods that were there. There, you know, people who helped teach us how to play Grid. People who helped us. Fuck, I'm going through. The point is, I could just talk about this for hours and hours and hours about all the cool people who helped us and who won this all these competitions for us. But I want the stat tracking that we got between with Mium and all the things that Neilbot has done in the last couple of months have really been phenomenal. And I think if any two people got removed from the competition, I think those two would have had the biggest impact. Like I cannot overstate the importance of Neilbot in the past competition and in the past like couple of months. Like Neilbot has become a staple of our channel for interaction with people. And Mium did some amazing stat tracking and just kind of threw himself into this full time. Like he and I chatted a bunch. He really, 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 I guess maybe she? I don't know. Mium really, really, really put a bunch of time to this. I know you guys, others of you did too. And I want to go through and thank everyone, but I can't because there's just too fucking many of them. But I might do it anyway eventually. Like I might. Oh god, it's such a pain in the ass. But it's like there's too many of you. The issue with thanking people from Koibu chat is that everyone went crazy. Like everyone busted their ass. Everyone did. It was phenomenal. I can't. Koibu chat best chat. We've proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Koibu chat is best chat. Like you guys are crazy. You guys are fantastic. And now I'm just rambling endlessly. And if I don't stop this video, I'll probably just sit here for another 20 minutes babbling about how awesome you guys are. And as much as you guys would like to have your ego stroked, I gotta go do some D&D stuff. All right. So thank you everyone who helped out. You guys are fantastic. You guys are the best. I am honored to have you in my chat, and I'm honored that you guys come to Koibu chat for stuff. Look to the future. We're going to have some fantastic content, and we're taking a little bit of gamble by cutting back on the streaming and focusing on D&D, but that's what we want to do. That's what I want to do, and I think that's what we all want to do. So we'll see you there. Take care, everyone, and thank you. Thank you so much for making us do as well as we did in Intel. See you guys around.